What's up everybody, this is Night Viper, and today we're going to go over APC modifications in the Last Fortress. Basically, you can unlock cars and unlock car parts and upgrade car parts, and it gives you a significant bonus on the battlefield. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, paired up with how to use the Infinite Arena, because it all comes together. And also, in my Discord, I already made a whole channel on this, so you guys can go through, share it with your alliance, get all the information, and the link will be in the description. As always, if this video does help you, please subscribe, like the video, because that helps the channel. Let's jump into it. Alright, so we're talking APC modification, and we'll get detailed here in a second. First off, like in all my videos, I just want to do APC 101, teach people that don't know what it is, and then we're going to go further in how to use it and how to upgrade it. So first off, for the people that don't know, if you go to the top of your fortress, you have your APC. You have a lineup and modify button. We're going to go through both of these. Click on the lineup button. The 4 cars you see over here are your APCs. When you first start out, they're going to be locked. You have to unlock them as you go. The first APC gets unlocked during the tutorial. They'll go through that with you and they'll unlock this. You'll go into the world, kill some zombies, and that's when you realize more than just you are playing the game. It's a whole group of players, right? The next ones are down here. You have Garage 2, 3, and 4. Garage 2 and 3, it's been so long since I did it I had to look it up, but I found a wiki page on here. It is lastfortguide.com and talks about the garages. So garage 2 and 3, you purchase blueprints from the trade center when your control center reaches certain levels. So for garage 2, it has to be a level 6 control center, so your fortress has to be level 6. And for garage 3, your fortress has to be level 12. And what do I mean by that? Here's your control center. As you increase this level, as you upgrade it, it's going to be upgrading your fortress level. When this reaches a level 6, you can then come over here, get the helicopter on the roof, trade center, and you're going to be able to buy blueprints from this guy, which will unlock garage 2. And then when you get it to level 12, you do the same thing for garage 3. So here are your garages right here. 2, 3, 4. 4 special. This one you can click on and see right off the bat. It tells you actually have to be VIP level 10 to unlock this. That takes a long time or a lot of money. This is your VIP levels up here in the top corner. If you didn't see, I went kind of quick. Top corner, VIP levels, click on that. And it's going to look like this. It'll start out at level 1, and you're going to be getting these VIP points. And when you get those, you're going to max this bar out. It'll go to level 2. Keep doing that till you get to level 10, and you unlock the 4th APC. And with that being said, it's going to take a very long time or a lot of money. So that's basically your options in this game. But don't be discouraged, because my other accounts, I'm a low spender, and I was able to get to this. So it's possible. It just takes a long time. But how do you get these points in the first place? You get them in events, you can purchase them with diamonds, or you can buy them in packs. To purchase them with diamonds, click the little plus button, and you can see it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So you get 10 of these points for 10 diamonds. And every level that you go up is going to cost more of that currency. So it's going to get expensive as you go. First couple levels, you'll just blow through real fast. Another bonus of having the VIP levels is you get all these other buffs down here. You have construction buffs, travel speed, weapon attack, all kinds of stuff. So the higher you go, the better that's going to be. My recommendation on this is every so often come in here and drop some diamonds on it if you're not spending a lot of money on the game, right? If you're a free-to-play player, just jump in here, throw diamonds on it, because you're going to use those diamonds up anyway. Throw them in here when you have them, and that way you can do that. There's 2 other places you're going to need to drop diamonds, though, and that's your turret and your command center. These take specific parts to upgrade them, and you have to buy those with diamonds. So other than that, you're using them on protection bubbles, things of that nature. Try not to use them on anything else. On healing, on training, don't use them on any of that. Use them on these things, because you're going to have to upgrade these to increase the level of your command center. So that's how you get all the garages unlocked. Now, with that, when you get a garage unlocked, you only have 2 heroes in your car, and that's it. So last thing I'm going to do with this, APC 101, laboratory. Go to research, and back out of there. Scroll down, go to lineup boost. These are your cars. Those are your garages, basically. Click on the first one, and you'll see you're going to have 2 heroes in your car until you do this research, and now you get your 3rd hero in your car. And then you come a little further. That's going to get you your 4th hero in your car, hero collaboration, and the last one, hero leadership, is going to give you your 5th hero in your car. You got to do that for all 4 cars. So that's how you're going to max that out. The only other thing is you can upgrade your actual cars by upgrading the garages. So if you click on a garage, who don't I have upgraded? This one. Hit level up, and they'll tell you how much it's going to take, how long it's going to take to level up your APC. So there is your APC 101. Now let's go into the modify button. And now I'm going to break down this interface for you so you know what you're looking at. You have your modification factory. This is where you're going to be installing parts on your car to upgrade your car. You have workshops. You have 4 of them because you have 4 garages. You can click through to each one of your garages and see what type of car is in that garage. When you first start out, you're not going to have anything else unlocked. It's going to look like this. You'll have no parts on your car, but we will soon change that. We're going to show you how to get those parts. You will also see, if you click this little arrow over here on the side, it'll show what effect this car has. So as you put different parts on, you're going to have different effects, and it comes up here. I'll give you an example. If I go to my armed chariot, here are all the boosts that I have on my armed chariot. You can see it adds regular stat boost, you have CP boost, you have damage bonuses, damage mitigations, and then the parts each have their own individual little skill. So some of these add weapon damage to all enemies at the beginning of rounds. You know, some of these can actually give you healing, recover some HP equal to 30% of the attack. So you get healing, you get damage, you get stat boost, all kinds of stuff. So that's why we're going over this. But now you know what you can get. Let's go over how to get that. And the last thing I want to touch on this front screen here is going to be this energy bar down here. And when you first start out, it is a baby energy bar, little guy. And if you click on that, you're going to see what it does. Basically, this is your energy meter. Each one of your car parts takes a certain amount of energy to use. And if you use too much energy, all of your car parts get deactivated and you can't use any of them. So you got to keep it within this energy bar. This is like your limit. But there are ways to make it so your bar gets extremely bigger, as you can see. There are different builds that you can do on these cars. Some of them are going to utilize massive energy bars, and some of them you actually benefit by not using the full energy bar. It's really weird, but I'll show you some of those builds. First off, let's take a look at this bar over here. You have 4 different car parts on your basic APC. Click on the first one, is engine, and you can see you still have the 4 car parts over here. You can switch between them, and it'll show all the parts that you have available for this specific spot. And they start out white, and it kind of has the same hierarchy as your hero shards, your gear, or anything like that. You start out your whites, you go to greens, blues, purples, orange, red, and then gold. I don't have any golds. I got up to red. I haven't seen anything over gold either. So, but the way that you get these, there are 2 spots that you can get them at, and that's going to be your Infinite Arena or the Trade Center. Those are the 2 places that you can get them. You may be able to, I don't know, win some or buy some. I'm not sure on those ones, but those are the 2 places you can continually get them. And I'm going to show you how to do that so that you guys can start banking some of your car parts, and then we can come back to actually building with them. So the Infinite Arena is down here at the bottom. It's the battle button. Click on that, and it's right here, Infinite Arena. So you're going to click that. There are some techniques to the Infinite Arena that I have been able to utilize to get me further in this arena. So take a look at what we got here. They have reward preview. These are things that you could get. You have basically the way the Infinite Arena is set up is every day they select a faction, and only the heroes that you have from that faction get to fight in the Infinite Arena. And it will tell you which faction is coming up next. So there's basically like a schedule right here on who's coming up next. You can hit challenge, and that's going to put you onto the challenge screen. And I've cleared all the stages, so I can't show you this. I'm going to have to go into my other account. Alright, I jumped over to my smaller account, and let's jump into the Infinite Arena. That way we didn't have to wait. So we have Vindicators. We already used the Minutemen. They'll be back in 2 days. And let's go to challenge. So here's what we're looking at. You have your lineup CP, alliance name picture, against a bot right now. There's no alliance, generic picture, and it just says guard. You hit challenge, you fight him. Down here at the bottom are treasure chests. As you beat this guy, you get a treasure chest. Every time you win, you get a treasure chest. The reason it's called Infinity Arena is because you can fight them an infinite number of times. If you lose, you can mix up your lineup, you can add gear on. There's different things that you can do, but you can keep switching things up and fighting these guys until you win, or until reset and you try again. So let's go challenge, and I just want to show you kind of what it looks like. We have our faction bonus is maxed out because they force you to only have one faction, which is a bummer because a lot of us mix factions up. We don't have all of our strongest people in one faction, but this is kind of pushing us to do that. Now, you have your CP power against theirs, But what you want to look at is like the color of their heroes. So these are all purples. These are all baby heroes. You can see the CP is way lower than mine. And we're all level 100. So in the Infinity Arena, everybody gets maxed out. You're all the same faction bonus and you're all level 100. So what can you do to win against people in this arena? You want to max out the, you want to send your heroes the highest that they can. You want to max out the gear on them and their skills. Those are the 3 things that you can max out that will help you there. As far as other things you can add to it, they now have it where you can add your War Beast and your car to this as well. So the higher you get the War Beast and the higher we can modify the car, like what we're doing in this video, the better it's going to be in the Infinity Arena. So those are things that we're going to be able to actually do to help you in this. But first, let's just go fight and let's take a look, see what happens here. We'll hit fight. I always go skip. You can use this to your advantage because you can see what this looks like when this guy uses his skills. They pop off, what does it do? And you can actually see the behavior of everybody. Test your lineups in this area if you have, you know, full sets like these guys are. Personally, I just do it to see what my heroes will respond to when they're put in different positions. This is what happens. You win. Then you go here, and under my picture, there's a little treasure chest. If you click on it, this is what you get. And you can see, you get these car parts. Now you're going to want to do that for all of these, right? Until you get stuck. So I'm going to just fight these. I'm going to hit the little skip button down here at the bottom so you don't have to wait for it. And I'll blow through as many of these as I can. And then when I have to change it up, you'll see how I change it up. And this is an actual person I'm fighting. Their profile picture changed. You'll see this here, they have a alliance name and their name. So this is an actual person. So go, boom. And you'll see as we go, look at the color under the heroes. They're going to get better quality as we go. Actual person. And I think that group is pretty big too. Yep, see, so he beat me. And that may happen to you. You may get 2 or 3 of these boxes in and you may lose. And that's just luck of the draw. They just pin you against people. A couple things you could do if you end up getting stuck. You can upgrade the gear on your heroes. You can try sending anybody that you can, adding any skill points that you can. But typically, you're going to save a lot of that stuff for actual gameplay on your actual lineups. And if you're not using these guys in your lineups, don't throw a bunch of good stuff at them just to try and win in here. You have tomorrow. You'll fight again. This is a continuous build-up thing, you know, so it's like getting tin in the subway. Like it's just a continuous thing you do every single day. You build up your inventory. So you can move people around in your lineup though and see who fits better where. Now, quick little lineup tips for you. Typically what you want to do is have your defenders in the front, your damage dealers in the back. These guys are going to take the most damage, and every time they get hit, it's going to fill up that little bar above their head. It's a focus bar. When that thing fills up all the way, they use their special skill. So that's how this works. So you may have a guy like Buck here. I may want to put him in the front because his special skill knocks people out for a few rounds and they can't use their special skill. So there's things like that that you can move people around and just see where they do best in the line. And that may just be for this one fight and you get through it. Sometimes you get stuck on one fight, do a whole bunch of stuff, get through it, and then you'll breeze through like 5 other people because luck of the draw. So right now, luck of the draw, I got hit. I can move people around. It's not going to matter. This guy has a better hero lineup than I got. So we are going to move on. Our last thing I want to touch on is the currency that you get here. They are mortal coins. You can use this currency in the trade center, in the Desperado shop, and it makes it so that you can buy car parts, and you can get better car parts than what you can actually win through the Infinity Arena. You get these coins when you unlock these boxes. So as you beat people, you're going to get a couple coins, and it's going to take a while to build up like all the other arenas. It's a grind, but when you get to the point that you're here, you can actually go down here and click the shop button, and it'll take you right into the trade center. If you're not here, just go to the helicopter on the roof. It'll take you there too. So there you go. And Desperado shop is right here. It's the 4th one down. And this is what you get. Now you have an option that you can buy this, but you buy it with diamonds. It's a random between 1 and 4 level part. And honestly, I got that level 1 part so many times and wasted so much diamonds. I don't do this anymore. I just got super irritated. I wouldn't even waste your diamonds on this. You can build up your inventory without wasting diamonds here. You got other stuff you can waste diamonds on. So what we're looking at is these. When you get up to 800, it'll show you your mortal coins up here. And when you get 800 of the mortal coin, then you can buy one of these chests here. Don't waste your money on the blue chest. You can easily upgrade to the blue. It's harder to get to these orange chests, so use it on one of these. You can see there's different kinds: weapon, engine, armor, and accessory. And if you click the magnifying glass, it will tell you what it does. So for example, this is your weapon one. You can get something that deals weapon damage to all enemies every 3 rounds, compared to something that deals 60% weapon damage at the beginning of every round. So you can see these are drastically different. Something to keep in mind with this is it's luck of the draw. Like, you are going to get a weapons part if you get this box, but it's luck of the draw which weapon part you're going to get, and it may not be the one you're going for. So I'll show you how to upgrade the parts, and that way you can definitely get the one you're going for, and those other ones are just a boost. You know, it's a bonus if you get those. Alright, so let's go modify a car. We're going to click on our APC, hit modify. Now that you guys have an idea on how to get the parts, I'm going to go to my second APC here. You can change them down at the bottom too if you want to switch around. I could say replace, but your lineup has to be at home when you do that. I'm a workshop 2. This is what I have on the car. Nothing right now. It's a basic car. I'm going to hit engine, and I'm going to try to explain this to the best of my ability. It's a little complicated, but I'm going to try to simplify it. What you want to start out with is your engine. Your engine is the main thing in your entire build, because the engine is what gives you how much energy you're going to use, and different engines do different things. We have the air-cool engine. This one is going to make it so you can put as much parts as you possibly can on the car, because it gives you the most energy. It boosts this energy line up the most. Why that makes a difference, I will show you. If I go in here and I start installing car parts, every part that I put in is going to use up some energy. And the different colors is basically your ascension. You have your white, green, blue, purple, orange, red, and then gold. It's just like ascending a hero. The better the part, the more energy it's going to use. So if I go down here and I max all this out and I go over, everything blinks red. You don't want that. When it's blinking red, it's giving you a warning, because now you have gone over, and if you use above the max energy, it basically will wipe the slate clean. When you go into a battle, none of your parts will work. It disqualifies your parts from working when you're using too much energy. So I might as well not be having anything on this car right now. How do we fix that? With your engine. You pick an engine like an air-cooled engine and install it. Boom. It's no longer blinking red anymore, and you can now put a bunch of car parts. I can even upgrade some of those car parts and still have some room to spare. There are different types of engines though, and the way you know what the engine does is click on it, and it's going to give you an idea of what it does. So this one gives you an additional energy cap. The effects of the weapon skills on the vehicle are 15%. So basically you're going to be boosting up some weapon skills, and you're going to be getting a lot more energy towards the car. Whereas the V engine is a luck engine. This one you want to build, and it's kind of weird, it's very specific. This one, when you add it to your car, the least amount of energy that you use, the better off it is, because for every 50 energy that's left, everybody on your lineup gets 1 point of luck, and plus 3% weapon skills. Now when you still have 25% or more energy left in this little bar down here, as I said, very specific, it's going to last more than 1 round. To give you an idea, if you don't know how to calculate that, you take whatever the number is right here. This is the amount of money. This is the amount of energy that you can have in it. Put it on a calculator and times that by 0.25. So you need this much left at the end. That's how much you got to have left for you to benefit from being under 25%. All right. So that's what we are looking at for these engines. As I said, they get very specific. These builds get very specific, but that's where you want to start out at. Look at the type of car that you have. And I also want to say there are different types of cars we haven't gone into yet. I'm going to save that for a minute, but just know, start with the engine, work from there. Now that you have a basic idea on builds and how this whole thing works with the energy, let's go into upgrading your car parts. And the reason I did the energy first is when you're upgrading these car parts, if you upgrade one and it's too high and it uses too much energy, you won't be able to use that part until you upgrade your engine more. So you're literally down a part if you go over. So knowing how much energy you have on here is going to help you out a lot. So let's go into upgrading your parts. Click the replace button. Click on whichever one I want to replace. This is the screen you need to be on to read what these things do. So you can click and you can read what they do. You can't actually read any of this on the upgrade screen, which is a pain in the ass, because when you're leveling these things up, it would be nice to be able to read what their skills are. Instead, you have to come out here and find out what you want to level up first. I decided I want to level this up mainly because it's the only thing I have car parts for on this account that I can level up. So I'm going to click the level up button. Boop. It's going to put the car part right here, and you need 3 of the same quality car parts in here to upgrade yours to the next level. So each one of these, you have different types of car parts. You can't mix and match. So If I'm upgrading an engine, I can only upgrade it with these parts. A weapon is only with these parts, and so on. Also, you can't mix and match quality. So if I have a green quality, I can't pick anything else. Upside, it highlights it for you. But you have some other options here. And for that, I'm going to use my bigger account because I have more to play with in it. There's a little auto ascension button. This is the arrow. Click it, and it will let you auto ascend to whatever quality you choose. And the upside about these parts is there's not really many options. With your heroes, there's so many different heroes. With this, each one of these parts only have 3 different types in them. So you have 3 different types of engines, 3 different types of weapons. And the upside on the auto ascension is it basically gives you the 3 different types. You can see this is auto ascending these, and it's giving me the 3 different types. So that's cool. So you're not going to have to worry about not having a part to be able to upgrade to the next step. The next thing is you have this little button up here. This is the limit that you're allowing it to auto ascend to. So if I pick common, it's just going to do white to green. But if I pick uncommon, it'll do all the whites to green and all the greens to blue. You'll see. See, it'll take all those and it'll go to blue, and so on. You can pick, and it will upgrade all those ones to the next amount. Now, with this, you don't want to do this any day except for Expand the Fortress Day. If you're doing a mass group like that, only do it on Expand the Fortress Day, because now we get a new point system. We actually make points from getting these modified APC parts. So depending on how high you can get them, you can get a ton of points. Really do your modification on this day. It's going to help you out the most. It's going to give you the points for it, so you can get rewards not just from your parts, but from your duels as well. So with that being said, I am going to auto, if it'll let me, there we go. I'm going to auto all my common parts. All these guys here, I'm going to auto them to the next. Boom. And now it gave me all my green parts. So now I got something I can play with, and I can keep upgrading these. Again, you can do that all the way if you want to. It takes 4 parts altogether to use this upgraded system. You have whatever part you're going to upgrade, and then the other 3. Now when you select anything, you can click Quick Select, and it'll just fill in the other 3 for you. So that's beneficial if you have a lot to play with. If you don't, you want to be more selective. Like if I specifically wanted to get a V engine out of this, and I wanted to get an air engine out of this, then I can select this and I can throw in the other ones if I want to. So you can be very selective if you want to do it that way. Another thing that you can note is you can upgrade what you already have on other cars. So I can click this one to upgrade if I have other parts with it. And you can see it'll say the part's already installed. You go on and uninstall it, and you can uninstall it from these other cars to use it. I would only do that for your lower level amounts. Once you get to orange quality, I wouldn't burn anybody. Purple quality, I'd be weary of it, but you can do it. You can mix and match, so that way you can get your first lineup the best. Once you hit orange quality, keep that on that car and just keep upgrading it from there and move on to the next car. That's my suggestion for you. But that is how you are going to ascend your parts. You're going to find out which part you want to ascend. You're going to click on it, and you can decide which ones you want to burn, or just hit the quick select. And when you find out which one you want, hit level up. And this is what you're going to see. You'll see you're going from level 4 to level 5, the color change between them, the stats that are changing. And then see down here at the bottom, it actually shows you if you max it out what happens. So it's the same thing as if you get red gear, it changes the perks. So right here you get like 40% weapon damage to all enemies, 15 attack damage at 2 rounds. If you go to level 7, maxing it out, then you have 60% weapon damage, 25 attack damage, 2 rounds. So it does a massive jump up when you go between level 6 to level 7. Level 7 is the max out as far as I know. You can go through all of them and see what it's going to become when you get to a higher level. And that's kind of cool because it's a little preview of what it will be. Again, with that, I caution you that you can't revert these. They don't have a revert function on this. So know what your energy amount is going to be and what that car can take, because if you go over, then what you have to do is pick a smaller one to put on it until you can upgrade your engine, which kind of sucks. So you're probably thinking to yourself, easier said than done. How am I supposed to know what this energy is going to jump up to, right? Well, I actually found a resource that is going to help out everybody a lot. It's actually brand new. I just found this today. But if you go to lastfortressguide.com, and I saw something on this guy in Discord where he was talking about him building this page. He did awesome on this, so I'll leave the link in the description to this. This guy has tons of information on everything, including car parts. And the best thing that I found on here is he does a breakdown of all kinds of stuff. But check this out. There's a calculator here that will say the type of engine, and you could say what type of engine you have: air-cooled, super exhaust, V engine. You can say the level that it is, and it will actually tell you what it does, how much available energy is going to be left, the energy consumption that it has. You can say what type of car this is going to be in, and it breaks everything down for you. This is freaking amazing. So thank you for the person that made this. I'm sharing the link in the description. I'm going to share it on the Discord too. I have a spot for like awesome links. I'm going to put it in there too because this is great. So definitely come here, test some things out before you start upgrading everything on your car, because this way you don't have to end up in that position where you're screwed and you're stuck and you can't do anything because you went over. So this is the way to do it. He also has a ton of information on different builds that you can do, and the next thing that we're going to go into, which is the different types of cars. All right, so we're back in our factory. We're going to check out the different types of cars. And now that you guys know, how to look at the energy, how to upgrade your car parts, how to get car parts in the arena or buying them. Now we're going to move on to the different types of cars, because different types of cars have different bonuses for you. So let's look, hit modify, and down at the bottom, you're going to have different types of cars. You're going to start off with this guy. And you're going to have a few options right off the bat. You'll have the like Arm Chariot, the Plunderer, the Iron Fist, and then comes in New World Protector. You have the newest ones, which are the Demon Car, Neon Car, and Hero Rally. So to unlock these cars, you're going to have specific things. I'm going to start off with Iron Fist over here because he has the most common component. This is a Chariot component. This here is what you can use to unlock the Iron Fist, the Arm Chariot, New World Protector, and the Plunderer. They all use these Chariot parts. They're repair parts, and basically, if you hit repair, it'll take it from here, and it'll start repairing it. My advice to you is don't repair a car until you have all the parts for it. And what do I mean by that is, hoard them. Hoard all of the points, because these guys come out with cars every so often, and they dominate everybody. So, if you've put 500 points into this one, or you've put 1,000 points into this other one, and then they come out with a car and you just needed another 100 points to get the brand new car, you're going to be a little upset because all your points are banked into here. Once you put the point, you can't get it back. So put all this stuff in your inventory, hoard it as much as possible, and then when you're ready to buy a car, buy it outright. So how do you get these in general? You can buy them, of course. You hit the little plus and you can buy them. It's basically a point or a part per dollar. So it's a horrible exchange rate on this. A lot of people buy them. I don't buy them. I do zombie mop-ups, and that's how you're going to get these. You're going to get them through zombie mop-ups. The downside is it is going to take a very, very long time. So if you're a spender and you want to spend money on the game, buy car parts, unlock those, because otherwise it is a hell of a grind. It takes a very long time. On the upside, when you do unlock one, put your, you get like a little celebration thing saying, hey, this person unlocked it, screen, your name goes across the top of the screen and stuff. So it's a cool little celebration. When you mop up zombies, you have a chance to get these parts, and it's under my freaking picture, isn't it? What if I go over here? There you go. You have a chance to get these parts. There's a catch to this, though. You can only get 5 per day. That's like the limit for them. I haven't seen there being a difference in if you hit higher zombies or lower zombies. It just kicks them out. You get 5 per day on that. So mop up your zombies. If you don't know, mopping up is where you click this button, it's going to send your lineup out, it'll kill a zombie, it'll come back, it'll send it out again, and it'll do that until it uses all your durability or however much you choose for it to use. You can actually select how many times you want it to go out. And you hit mop up, and it does that automatically. You end up getting the rewards, 5 a day for those guys, or you're buying them in packs. Occasionally, they have them where you can win them. I've seen them in the pinball machine or some other events that you can get them in, but most of it is going to come from mopping up these zombies. And in that webpage I was telling you about, he broke down how long it would take you to do each of these. The Plunderer is the easiest because you only need 100 of them. So 5 a day, 20 days, you can get the Plunderer if you do it every single day. The Arm Chariot and Iron Fist, it's going to take 100 days if you don't pay any money for it, and it's because it takes 500 parts. New World Protector, 160 days because it takes 800 parts. You got the Demon Car, which is 1,000 parts, so you're looking at 200 days. And the Neon Car and the Hero Rally. Now that is very specific because the Hero Rally was only available during an event. And it was very tricky because there was skins and coatings. I've done a previous video, you could check it out, but there was coatings that you can use on it, and it wasn't the actual car. The car itself only went to the #1 winner of something. It was like a grand prize, and that's the only person that got that. So we're not going to see the Hero Rally anytime soon, and if you got it, you know how to use it. Now the Neon Car itself, I had to ask around about it because I don't know a lot of people that got it because it uses specific Repair parts, you need rare chariot components, and those ones you have to buy, and it's $10 for one of them, and it costs 100 of them. So essentially $1,000 to unlock this car. And all it does is at the beginning of the battle, it makes all heroes in your lineup have 10 plus 10% initiative lasting 2 rounds. So for the first 2 rounds, everybody's got a tiny bit more luck. That's it. You can do that with gear, with statues, with the V engine. There's a bunch of stuff that you can use to increase your luck. So you don't really need to go for that car. If you're going to spend $1,000, get the demon car. Right now it's the best car that's out there that we're able to get. So go that route with it, with the casino line. That is the meta line that we have right now. So if you want a breakdown of how each one of these cars can benefit your lineups, I can do that. It's very hard to say this exact part in this exact car is going to be the best thing for you. So we're going more of a general because it depends on the heroes that you're using. It depends on how your lineup is going to be responding. If you have heroes like Hatex in the front where he's going to be triggering his skill fast, you're going to be doing major damage in the first couple rounds. You're going to need a different car than if you're doing later round damage, like if you have a Victoria line and she's got to build up in the back row for a little while and then hit people. So let's go over that a little bit to give you an idea. The Armed Chariot, I say, is your more versatile lineup. I think this is the second best car. All right, Hero Rally and Neon Car I'm just taking out of the mix in general. Your Demon Car is going to be primary. That's your meta lineup. All the whales are going to have it. It's a very fast lineup. You're going to be shutting the enemy down and taking them out in early rounds. Same thing with the Armed Chariot here. You can do the exact same thing. You can go with a V engine. You can be knocking up. You can take your luck all the way up and knock out everybody as fast as you can. If you have Casino and Buck in here, you're going to be using Casino to shut down their skills. Buck is going to knock them out, and you can take them out very, very quickly with this. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go through a couple of these actual parts to show you which ones I think are the best as well. But let's go through the cars first. We have New World Protector and the Iron Fist. Both of these are defensive cars. They're cars that you want to have better like damage mitigation, more protection barriers, that kind of thing. The Iron Fist is a little bit more reliable. That's because it does the same thing every single battle. If you click on it, it'll say, beginning of the battle, the first 3 rounds, you have plus 15 damage mitigation, and it increased by 5% each round. So that's what you're looking at, and it's solid the whole time. Whereas the New World Protector, which you typically see with Victoria lines, this one right here, it creates an energy barrier, but it's just for a random hero. So you don't get to pick which hero it's going to land on. You just hope it lands on the one like Victoria that you're going to need additional barriers for her so she can do her crazy damaging hits that she does. But it's also basically a barrier. It's a shield, and her whole lineup is thriving off of shields. You have the armor that you're going to be using. You're going to have 3 Alpha Blessed armors. You could put heroes in there like Harmon and Buri that both do shields, and all of that is just going to be amping up her damage and getting her so she could take out everybody. So New World Protector with Victoria line, I would be doing the Armed Chariot and the Demon Car with your Casino and Hatex lines, and Iron Fist is just kind of more of a general vehicle. You can throw any lineup in there that's more of a slow burn. If you're throwing Hatex in the back, you can use the Iron Fist here, and that'll work out for him. So that's the general idea of what you're going to be using each one of these cars for. Again, save all your car parts, hoard them until you get the amount that you're able to use to put them all down on one car, because they're going to come out with a new one, I'm sure, right after I put this video out. But with that said, I can go over the specific car parts so I can tell you what I believe are the best ones for the builds. Alright, so first off, we're going to touch on the engine, and we've already talked quite a bit about that, so I'm just going to touch on one that we haven't talked about, and that's going to be the Super Exhaust engine. This is going to be good for your Iron Fist, maybe even the New World Protector. It's for giving you armor for the entire match, but it thrives on filling this energy bar all the way. So it's the opposite of the V engine. V engine, you don't want to fill this energy bar. The less you fill, the better. Whereas this one, the more you fill, the better, because you're going to get those armor bonuses. This is going to be good for those 2 cars. You have your Armed Chariot. It's going to be good with the air-cooled engine or the V engine. And the Demon Car, I would strictly be doing the V engine for, because that's just straight luck car. So that's what we're looking at. It's basically based on the car you're putting it in is what engine you're going to be going with. Now, we're going to move over to the guns. Now, you have different guns for different cars. This one has a specific one, and that's a heavy turret. It lasts 2 rounds. I pair it with the flamethrower because it also lasts 2 rounds. So you're getting a lot of damage done in those first couple rounds. And the other option you would have is this one. This is good if you're pairing it up with the super exhaust engine because it lasts more, like it's throughout the match. So every 3 rounds, it's going to be doing more damage. So I would be pairing up the portable missile with the super exhaust engine, and any of the other engines that you use, I would be going with the flamethrower. I think that's the best bet for it because it's going to be doing the bulk of the damage in the first beginning of the match. The only other car part that there is going to be this one. It's the high-speed turret. It's only going to hit one enemy. It does give 60% damage at the beginning of each round, so it happens every time, but it's a random enemy, so you could be hitting tanks or anybody. So it's very inconsistent. I think going with the flamethrower that hits all enemies is more beneficial than one enemy that could end up being a bullet sponge, basically. Now we're going to look at the armor, and the armor is interesting because I was originally going with the fence puncher, and it's because it does these two things. Increase the defense of all heroes in your lineup by 3%. That period is important. Increases the attack of all heroes in your lineup by 6% at the first round, lasting 1 round. The period is important because the defense is for the entire match. The attack is just for the first round. So yeah, it increases their attack for the first round, but nothing's really happening that much in the first round. This, I don't think, is going to be helping you out that much because you're doing normal attacks. Nobody's setting off their skill in round 1. So you get a defense of 3%, cool, but look at the Thorn Barrier. Thorn Barrier increases the defense of all of your heroes in the lineup by 5% and their attack by 2%. That's both things for the entire match. And you get more defense. So yes, you get less attack in round 1, but after round 1, that one's useless. So go with the Thorn Barrier. It gives you both things for the entire match. That's the best one to have. The alloy bumper, don't go with it. Scrap it on all cars. There's no reason to have it. It provides a hero and it provides all heroes in your lineup with 6% damage mitigation. Cool, you're already getting defense on the other ones. You could just use those. But it does minus 50% of your luck. So even though you're getting a little bit of protection, you're also slowing up all of your heroes from being able to hit first. So if the enemy is hitting you with all their special moves first, that little bit of defense that you're getting is not worth it. They're going to decimate your team. So scrap this guy, we don't want him. Next up, we have our, I call it exhaust because that's what they look like, but they're the accessories. Now with the accessories, I think the best one to go with is your first aid kit, because this is going to be giving you healing at the end or at the beginning of the 3rd, 6th, and 9 rounds. But here's the thing that's going to be the most beneficial to you, I believe. It actually removes burning, poisoned, and bleeding statuses. So when you have people like Benson that lights everybody on fire, especially with his new gadget where it lights them on fire for like up to 5 rounds, putting this on your car would turn that off after you pass one of these rounds, the 3, 6, or 9 mark. It's going to turn that burning off. So you're going to be able to save your lineup a lot more by having this on your car. So I would put this on every car. You have the Plunder, gets this one right off the bat, and that's its special line. And then you also have, there's the New World Protector has its own too, the barrier. And you got this guy. Deals minus 10 damage bonus to a random enemy for 2 rounds lasting, for every 2 rounds lasting 1 round. So every 2 rounds it does this, it lasts 1 round, and it's useless because it's minusing 10% to 1 random enemy. What if that's a tank? Then you just wasted that for that round. You have to wait for the next 2 rounds for it to be activated. That part's useless, so never do the blocking and interfering system. Scrap that. Strictly go with the first aid on this last part. That's my opinion on these builds. So first aid, you got the Thorn Barrier, Flamethrower for fast matches, or the portable missile for longer matches. And then you have your maxing your parts out with the Iron Fist or New World Protector, and not maxing your parts out, hitting the best luck possible for your Demon Car and your Armed Chariot. Those are the builds that I can figure out that I think are the best. If you guys find anything else that you think that would be even better, leave it in the comment section so we can all learn from each other, or just come over to the Discord. Then you can share screenshots and everything, and we can learn from each other that way. So that is all I know about the vehicles. I hope this helped you guys out. I know it's a long video, so if you stuck in there, thanks for watching, and I hope that that you could take away a lot of information from this. I may do a fastback video later on just to really knock out maybe the last 5 minutes of this. I'll put it in there. But yeah, before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like the video if it helps you out. Make sure you share this with your alliance, and that way everybody can grow together. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.